So happy to be able to cover New Chinchilla. I intentionally did not listen to the lyric video when this song came out because I wanted to wait for the official video. I recently had the privilege of doing an interview with Chinchilla. I'll link that at the end of this video. She's unhinged and yet incredibly precise. And if you've seen any of her behind the scenes where she's showing her recording sessions and all the little layers that she's done, and if you listen to the interview that I've done with her that I've linked here, you'll have an even greater appreciation for the depth of Chinchilla's art. Again, if you'd like more help unlocking what you do with your voice so that you can be unhinged and at the same time hone skills that create great singing, click that link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more. Belting has more to do with the way the sound vibrates coming out of your face than it does volume. That's a common misconception. This is a belt. Ah! That note is forward. I feel it in the front of my face. I feel it vibrating here. This is not a belt. Ah! Ah! But it's about the same volume. That note is placed further back. I feel it more in the back of my throat, the back of my soft palate, that area. If you want a belt, make sure you feel it. You're directing the sensation of that note towards the front of your face. This one's been a popular request for me, especially lately, and I have a feeling I'm about to figure out why. I have never heard JINJER. Yes, not the first time I will have been accused of living under a rock. Thank you so much for these suggestions. And I absolutely love these live one-take performances because you really get a sense for how the vocalist operates. I'm excited to dive in. What a wonderfully velvety, textured voice she has. Wow. Be a friend of mine who swallows suffering with smile. I drew a different reality with unconditional loyalty. Ego heart, they can be big 'cause I'm selfless. She does a really good job of subtly moderating her vocal weight. Even though there's not a lot of rangy jumps or even a lot of dynamic changes so far, she's building in dynamics and interest to this subdued section of the song. This is a mark of a truly tasteful vocalist, not just a singer. I'd heard she was a screamer. I'd heard that much, but I was not prepared for that deepness and the width of the texture. Having done some spirit box recently on the channel and working with Lauren Babick, who's a fantastic harsh vocalist, you see across all three of these singers how being a female has nothing to do with whether you can create these terrifying, low, full-bodied screams. We'll unpack her technique here in just a little bit, but I want to hear more. If you'd like help with the foundations and freedom mindset necessary to do what she's doing with your own voice, click the link below and join the free course in the video description or the pinned comment. Wave my. You hear how she's changing her placement around? First of all, this section of clean singing has a brighter, slightly more aggressive, weighty feel to it, which makes sense. It's later in the song. She's just come off of this incredible screaming. But it's not just that this whole section has been brought up a notch. It's that when you listen to things like what she just did there, listen again. You can't tell when I wave my feet. Wave is very forward. Wave my, and then listen to what happens in the word afterward. You can't tell when I wave my feet and shake. Yeah. She's being very dynamic with where she experiences the vibrations her voice makes. Wave my light. It's not a static resonance or static placement. She's not always singing like she's saying my, wave my. No, it's wave my. Placing it back, placing it forward. Listen for more of that as she continues to sing. This is part of what makes her voice, her singing voice, so rich. And she's doing it while she's screaming too. We'll cover that in a minute. When I wave my feet and shake my tail, I grew a different normal. I like that entrance from Fry there. I grew a different normality with unblameable morality. Hooks and nets are there for me, but I'm skittish. Scalable race, virgin innocence. 1 billion brings life with all the runs for death. Scalable race, virgin innocence. 1 billion brings life with all the runs for death. It sounds like there might be a bit of subtle layering in there, or now that I think about it, it's probably just a subtle doubling effect, not an actual double of her voice that's bringing in that extra texture on some of those screams. Let's unpack her technique a bit. Look at her mouth as she's doing what she's doing. Scalable race, virgin innocence. 1 billion brings life. Okay, going back. Virgin She's got a highly developed and honed false chord engagement going on here, which you absolutely cannot develop overnight, but you can start to feel out the sensations that will help you develop this. And it starts by sighing. These are exaggerated and messed with sighs. Okay? Now, how did I go from sighing in a normal voice to sighing with that deep growl sound? I did so by making my sigh more desperate. It's not just, it's exasperated or withdrawn. Let your voice crack and go back and forth in and out of primary chord engagement and this exasperated sound. And then when you feel the sensation of that rumblier sound come into play, add support to it. Poop muscle support. No. Again, this takes time to hone, but it's so fun to experience. Then, and here's why I told you to watch her mouth. Most of the pitch differences that you are perceiving are not due to her changing anything with the source, which is the sigh. It is the shape of her mouth. Sometimes it's wide, sometimes it's bright. She's doing the same thing with her singing, right? And that places it in different places, creating this brighter or darker, fuller sounding singing voice. It's the same thing with her screams. Very, very drawn, low mouth, even if I'm making it. And then, ow. Huh? And then the very last thing that I'll touch on here with her technique is she removes the sigh from the engagement. Once she gets the low rumbly sound, she simply creates a hard onset. Goes directly into it. But you have to feel it out initially with the sigh. And here's why it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. This has nothing to do with your primary chords. Your primary chords are what define the voice that you have. This is just false chord and a little bit of upper constrictions inside the throat. So your primary chords are disengaged if you're doing it right. That's why males and females can sound equally deep and textured with this technique. The lies. Did you notice how the pitch of the scream changed? It's more timbre change and not a note per se. It's all in the mouth. Takes a lot of practice and a lot of introspection in terms of how things are feeling to dial in the level of texture that she has.
Neptune's child, shivering inside, drowned in the liquid gold.
Ooh, that was some good stank, as Lauren Babbitt would say.
Shivering inside.
Side! That's beautiful slide there.
Drowned in the liquid gold.
Kind of cool whispery background vocals back there, I think.
Cherish his life to the underworld.
really like how the vocal effects bring out that rich texture in her singing voice as well. They do a really good job not overdoing it.
Swimming through the river, hold your life against the stream.
Searching for the room to catch on and see the sun beam.
I gotta hear that section again. That's a new side to her singing that I haven't heard.
Swimming through the river, hold your life against the stream.
Searching for the room to catch on and see the sun beam.
Okay, two things. You hear the sizzly, yeah, not clean, but yeah, slightly gritty. There's this sheen on top of it. The same compression and support that I talked about her applying to her low growl, she's applying here to her higher singing notes. Not just a note, but she's adding support and holding back air. With the same area of her throat that she gets her sigh from, her scream from. If you learn the balance between primary chord engagement and false chord engagement, you are able to blend the two like she's doing here, and that's where you get sing screaming. Again, it's a balancing act. It takes a lot of practice, but just knowing how some of this stuff works is a huge first step.
Don't suffocate in painful tortures, long-lasting tempers of callous men. Wandering on of phantom pleasures. Memories are whipped away. Memories are whipped away. Memories are whipped away. Memories are whipped away.
A master of technique and finesse. What an incredible live performance. Really enjoyed it. Thank you again for all your suggestions. Keep them coming. And again, if you would like to learn how to build the foundations into your voice, click that link below and join the free course in the comments or the video description. We'll see you for more. Acid reflux getting the best of your voice? It doesn't have to. Here are 5 tips. Number 1, make sure your support system is bearing down instead of pushing up. This puts less pressure on your LES valve. Number 2, don't eat anything within 3 hours before going to bed. Don't go to bed full. This is going to drastically reduce the risk of silent reflux. Number 3, learn your body's best portion size when it comes to food. Create a lean meat portion out of the size of the palm of your hand, and then put other things on your plate of color that are of that same size. Number 4, sleep with your upper body elevated with a wedge pillow. Sleep on your left side. Number 5, get your activity and your exercise out of the way in the first part of the day, ideally before lunchtime. Okay, Hypa was the next Electric Callboy video that all of you guys said that I should check out. But Pump It was the next Electric Callboy video that Elizabeth from The Charismatic Voice and Will Ramos said that I should check out. Let's see why. The rhythmic interplay between the sludgy riff and the fast pointed screams is just brilliant. Truly amazing in so many ways. Thanks again for getting me on this train. More Electric Callboy on this channel to come. And again, if you'd like more help with your own voice, being free enough, like these guys are, like hopefully I'm demonstrating to you with my example, being free enough to experiment in ways that open up possibility, click the link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more. If you find yourself consistently sharp, your listening environment to your own voice is off. Probably you're hearing too much of your voice relative to what you are singing over or with. Fix your monitoring so that you can get a better balance. If you find yourself being consistently flat, try lowering the key of whatever you're singing so that you can think consistently down on the more challenging notes instead of straining upward to those notes. If you're all over the place with your pitch, cherry pick a short phrase out of a familiar song or one that you happen to be working on. Don't try to hit all the pitches. Speak the lyrics and then gradually introduce some of the more challenging pitches within that phrase. This is going to help you focus on expression before pitch. Once you focus on expression, your pitch will unconsciously fall into place. Hey, Chris Liepe here with another Gabriel Henrique first-time reaction and vocal analysis. Whitney Houston is one of my favorite vocalists, and one of the things I really love about her voice is her ability to manipulate her vocal weight. And one thing I'm really curious about is if Gabriel's gonna borrow that aspect of this vocal performance. Also, it's kind of cool that I'm going back in time with my experience with Gabriel. Thank you for the recommendations, by the way. I get to see something now that's over 4 years old. It'll be interesting to mark the way he's evolved and improved over the years.
Share my life, take me for all I am, 'cause I never taste all my colors for you.
He's already doing it. Listen to this. These are the same notes. Da, 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 da. It's not a melody that's moving around a ton, but listen to what he's doing.
Share my life, take me for all.
Share my life. Head voice, then take. Same note. Different resonances. Different weights.
I am.
Right? I am. Backing off there. I can't wait to see where this goes.
'Cause I never taste all my colors for you.
Ooh.
Take my love. I never ask for too much. Just all that you are with everything that you do.
Everything that you... Did you hear how he continued to lean into that and accentuated his vocal break there? How many singers have you heard say, "Oh, I'd love to eliminate my vocal break"? Well, that might be a good tool, but don't eliminate your vocal break. Use it artistically. Lean in, compressed like we talked about in the other video. Having that difference and that contrast is beautiful, as you can see here.
With everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much farther. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I don't hold it back again. That's special inside. Can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hold. We don't make me collapse for mother. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay my arms if you there. I must stay there. See you there. Don't walk away from me.
Ooh, me! More evidence of him releasing into notes instead of trying to hit notes, right? There was that wonderful access of head voice there, the sigh from one chest voice note down to another chest voice note. He's not doing this, me, and just plowing through that transition, me. There's so much more freedom with this type of approach. By the way, this is a singing channel. I teach people how to unlock all sorts of things about their voices. First, by being non-judgmental, and second, by being playful. If you'd like help pulling from the playfulness and freedom of singers you love and doing things with your voice that you never thought possible, click the link below and join my free singing course. I'll help you get started.
We don't make me collapse for mother. I don't wanna
right, has a huge amount of weight on Hurt Anymore, but he got there by being light. A drastic transition in vocal weight. This is something that Whitney Houston did really well. He's doing it equally well in his own way. I'm so happy to hear this. Now, an interesting melodic change choice that he made here.
Stay my arms if you dare.
Stay in my arms is what the original melody is. He's not singing it this way because he can't hit that note, so I'm curious to see what he does later. I bet he's saving it.
Stay there, seen you there. Don't walk away from me. I have nothing.
Ooh, cool.
If I don't have you.
I really like that choice. Backing off, choosing to be in his head voice there for a while, maybe even sooner than you might think, but it worked really well.
You see it flew right to the heart of me. You break to my arms when the strength of your love. No.
You know, it's interesting. Celine Dion didn't speak a word of English when her first English album came out. And you wouldn't have known it. She was coached into performing a language in which she did not know. There is a marked difference in his interpretation of certain sounds in the English language between this performance and Stand Up, and then again with Earth Song. He just keeps getting better and better. But his vocal abilities and his emotional connection to the song as a song, even if he doesn't fully internalize what's going on from a language standpoint, because he's so invested in the performance and the emotion of the performance. As English is my primary language, of course I notice some things about the way he's saying certain words, but I don't care. It does not impact the emotional integrity at all with his performance. And this actually brings up an interesting point of discussion. I work with a lot of singers who have a different primary language other than English. And when they're singing English songs, they're always asking me, how can I sound less foreign and more American? And I caution people in this. It is better to sound like your authentic self, even if that means that diction isn't there to your or someone else's arbitrary standards, than it is to sacrifice emotional connection and a genuine sort of natural way that you would approach something. Now, there's a balance, but don't pursue being someone or something that you're not. I love that we've seen a gradual progression of the adoption of English diction. He's clearly not worried about it. I think that's the most amazing thing here.
No, I never knew.
Ooh.
Love like tonight with lose. We are memories survive. All I can hold on to. I don't really need to look.
That last passage was fantastic in terms of dynamic vocal weight, register changing, but also it's not just about going from head voice to chest voice. It's about how much breath pressure he's using for particular words and how much he's backing off, even within the same resonance.
Very much farther, I do wanna have to go where you don't follow. I hold back again this passion inside. Getting wrong from myself. There's nowhere to hold.
Okay, I want to experience this launch in a one cohesive unit. Another observation I have here about 4-year younger Gabriel versus now is his sense of timing, particularly over these soulful tracks, has improved quite a bit. He tends to push the beat a little bit during his runs in this particular section, whereas later on, the more recent recordings, he's laying back in the beat. He's letting the track lead him. And there's this sense of relaxed intensity that's when you can let the track lead you rather than you pushing the track. Another fun thing to witness in his evolution as a vocalist.
Follow, I hold back to them. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hold. Remember forever. Don't make me collapse from my door. I don't wanna hold anymore.
Okay.
Stay my
Okay, same.
From me, no, I have nothing. No.
Okay. I want to back this up a little bit. Watch his body language. I've talked about this in other videos. This is not tension. This is not keeping him from doing things. He is his hand gestures, his movements are an extension of what's happening with his voice. And there is this positive feedback loop happening as he experiences the resonance of his voice and perpetuates the movement of air through his body with natural, engaged, impassioned movements. We would not be hearing what we're hearing out of his mouth if it was not a whole body experience for him as a vocalist.
Don't walk away from me, no. I have nothing. Don't make me close from my door. I don't wanna hold anymore. Stay for you there. I must
about strategy. He purposely withheld that note so that he could play to one of his huge strengths as a vocalist, shivers. Other amazing thing about using whistle register there is it further perpetuates the original approach of Whitney Houston, where she backs off in a completely different way, using different vocal weights for those high notes. He's both nodding to the original and putting a huge stamp of his own on this song. It's brilliant. Pure brilliance. He's exercising restraint, strategy. He knows that we want to hear that note. And he made us wait. Also, there, in particular, he drug that time. And you can contrast that to what he was doing earlier. He really pulled back on the beat and let that whistle float. And we got this sense of like, whoa, time is standing still for just a second. Incredible phrasing, incredible choice of timing, incredible execution. No.
I have nothing. If I don't have you.
His difference between what I am coming to hear as his lower whistle register and his upper head voice, it is awfully hard to tell the difference. Awfully hard. There's a purity to the whistle tone, but I think they overlap in how he has honed his technique. That is absolutely amazing. I think that's lower whistle right there. Head voice? Head voice? Lots of people who are working on their whistle, including me, tend to have this gap where we can, get super high stuff. And then, of course, our head voice that is, takes over in there. But there's several notes that we just can't access. He's able to create smooth out his whole range by going from chest to head voice to whistle in an incredibly seamless way.
If I don't have you.
Wow. Out of all the Gabriel Henrique songs I've listened to so far, and there have only been 3, this was probably the one I was most closest to, and so I had probably the highest expectations for it. He absolutely delivered. Thanks again for suggesting this. I'm looking forward to checking out more. You were invited to leave comments with additional suggestions. What cover song would you like me to check out next? And again, if you'd like more help with your own voice, click the link below and join my free voice course. And we'll see you for more.
But learning to channel the energy that would otherwise be wasted in stressful situations and our dealing with it towards an energy that helps you be creative, that's where it's at. There's nothing better than an open posture of thanksgiving to do exactly this. If you can start your day by thinking of all the things that you're thankful for, then when you go to sing and even do other things throughout your day, you're going to be generous in how you approach these tasks. You're going to be able to approach what you do artistically from a posture of rest and excitement. There's nothing like intentional thanksgiving at the very start of your day to dial this sort of mindset in, and it carries with you through the things that you want to do.